All right, welcome back. We're gonna do our session again, but this time it isn't with Good Racing. It's with Noakesy, something like that. Probably hacking the hell out of his name here. How the hell do you say it? Anyway, so this guy, yeah, Noakesy. Anyway, that guy. So he's got about 4 minutes, like last time. I'll probably edit it, but let's warm up a little bit. There is a little difference here, is that he doesn't have the boot on. The boot. Uh-oh. So, I'm going to try not to bring up Marion. So this way I go with a fresh perspective and kind of see which way it works. The car's off now. Alright, now I can hear you well.
No worries. How's it going?
Good. Let me go prep here. Share my screen. Share screen. There we go. Open up.
Yeah, perfect.
There you go.
You're ahead of the game.
I tried to be.
One thing. We'll just grab it.
Do you want? I left this wheel on, but do you want me to show my wheel and arm on my graphics?
No, that's okay. That's okay. So what I do is, it's great to have you sharing on Discord as well, because then I can see your telemetry trace. But I'm also just loading into the session at the moment, so I can spectate through iRacing as well.
Okay.
So I'll be able to see your steering on the iRacing side. So that's all good.
Okay.
How's the driving going? How you finding this car, this track?
So the boot isn't on this. I don't know if the fixed GT3 series will have it, so not having the boot.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So,
yeah.
But anyway, that's, I guess, not a big deal. So like I said, the sweeping corners is kind of where, like, I guess it's my downfall. But I've been working a lot on my trail braking, so my trail braking has come like leaps and bounds better. Like I used to be on the brake and on the gas at the same time and doing like basically happy feet. And I'm not at that place where I can do that. So basically, we're taking it back to square one and going off brake, on the gas, like that. So basically, so I have gotten a lot better. And my racecraft, because of it, I guess if you want to call that, has gotten a lot better. But I'm not. There's a place in my head where I think I'm going to be, like I should be, where I feel I should be, and I'm not there yet. And that's just basically it's the rotation of the car. I'm when I'm the biggest bitch when it comes to it. Like I'm scared to crash the car, and it's a fake car, and it shouldn't be. But basically, I'm a big bitch, and so that's what I got to get out of. So I'm like, I got to.
Awesome. It's a great assessment of where you're at.
It really is. Yeah.
Right.
So.
If you want to run some laps, what I'll get you to. We'll talk a little bit on the out lap, and then once you've gone round, I'll watch a few of your laps, and once I've seen enough, we'll go from there. Really, but. If you're thinking that trail braking is the main thing to work on, then we'll probably be there. Have you adjusted the sound so that you can hear me all right over the engine now?
Yeah.
Or is it still?
No, you're fine.
So talk to me. How long have you been racing for? And obviously you kind of summarised what you feel like the main struggle is.
I've been iRacing for a little over 3 years, but honestly, except for like the last 2 months, really it's been a waste of time because I didn't understand what trail braking was all about. I just didn't, really, it was a waste of 3 years. And so I really feel like I'm starting over square one. And instead of buying all, I have I'm not really, I almost have the best of everything. I have, I rebuilt my PC, so basically I have a top tier thing. My worst part of my PC is I have a 4070 Ti card. That's the worst part about it. I have a SimuCube 2 Pro wheel, and I messed that up. And then I have Huschenfeld Sprint pedals, which I tried the others. I don't like the other pedals. I really love my pedals. And I only have 1080 monitors, but they're fine for me. I do 160 frames per second. I'm in a little I'm in an aluminum or steel rig with a track racer TR8. So really, I put all that money there where I really should have put it into coaching. Because you can be a 5,000 iRating guy on a, T300, and but I was like, no. The product will make you faster. And it's not.
This is what a lot of people fall into. There's two sides to it. There's the fun. Obviously, it's fun to have a nice rig, and that's great. The performance side, you won't get as much.
Right. It's really, it's that's what I was first thing I tell people is if you don't know how to do it, do coaching. Put your money there, and then worry about your crap later on. Really,
Right,
really.
I'll be quiet now. I'll let you focus on the driving, and then once we've done a couple of laps, we'll go from there.
Plowing right now. Back trail break.
You just hit the fastest lap.
Go one more.
.503.
That's a terrible break, Chris.
I'll ask you about that after that, so keep that in mind, what you said there. 10 minutes park it up anyway.
43.788.
So yeah, first off, how did those laps feel? Do you feel like they're like a fair representation of where you're at? And what do you feel like was the main struggle?
So this is where this is my like one of my favorite tracks. Like Magello and this are my tied for my favorites. So I know
Yeah.
this track, and this is like the best I really can do, quote unquote.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is it. When I'm in racing, sometimes I'll either get really kind of good or I get a lot worse, and you'll see me like, and I know I'm doing wrong, and I can't fix it because I'm
Yeah.
racing. So it's kind of like it's like a mind block, you know. It's like, okay, like
Yeah.
I try to get faster and I actually get slower, and it frustrates me, and I
Yeah.
don't do well frustrated. Like I'm really like really good when I'm in a good mood, but I'm not one of these people where I get angry and I get better, I get worse.
Yeah, and you start to overdrive a little bit,
Yeah,
and make
yeah.
a mistake. Then,
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
no worries, right. And then specifically, you were saying, that was a bad brake trace in like the last lap on turn one. What specifically do you feel like was bad about it, and what are you aiming for when it comes to your brake trace?
So basically I want it to look like a ramp, like
Okay.
so like, you know, like not like you just fell off like a 6 foot wall, you know, like,
Yeah.
well, in that case 3 foot wall, you know, at the bottom line.
Yeah.
I don't want that dropping. You want it kind of, you can have, and I haven't learned to do the step thing. That's God, if I can get there, dude, it's that'll be my dream.
Steps,
But
go on.
basically I kind of want to look like a ramp or a mountain, like you're coming down the mountain and it's smooth, not like that little
Okay.
drop off, like, because
This is awesome because I know exactly how we can solve this. So it's what a lot of people do when they come to trial braking. They aim for exactly like you said, the perfect shape, whether that's like a wedge shape or a mountain, like exponential, whatever it is. Like they're doing the trial braking and they're aiming for like a perfect shape. And the assumption is from their part, and tell me if this is what you think, that if only you could get the perfect shape, then you would get the perfect rotation. Is that a fair assessment of what you think, or not really?
no.
Okay.
My thing is that if I get the perfect brake pressure, because if I drive like a little bitch, and so I'm not making the front of the car dip long enough to let the ass end come out,
Yeah.
I drive too safe. But I know at least if I'm doing that brake trace right, I'm
Yeah.
under control of the car.
Mm.
So what I'm doing is I'm band-aiding something. One of my problems is, so I'm just trying to put a band-aid on it until I can fix it.
Yeah.
And so that's
Yeah.
kind of why I
So-
think of it.
So you're right in that sometimes you get good rotation. Sometimes you take it a little bit too far, like that the hairpin at like the back end of the circuit, and sometimes you don't get enough rotation. What we want to do in this session is work out how to control that rotation. And so the first thing to sort of get out of your head is the idea that you want a perfect brake trace shape. It is perfectly fine for it to look super ugly, especially to begin with. I'm going to share my screen really quickly. You should now be able to see iRacing come up.
Okay.
Perfect. And then now Garage 61.
Yep.
Have you looked at telemetry at all? I think I probably asked
Yeah,
you.
so
before
I
that.
have this, but I look at my telemetry, I don't really pay attention to
Yeah.
what it is, but I use Track Titan. I just kind of,
Yeah.
but
Okay,
anyway,
yeah.
but everyone uses this, so that's fine. I just kind of,
Yeah, arrows. So you know the show, so I don't have to explain what I'm talking about basically. So I'm gonna give you like a tiny bit of trail braking theory that you already know, just so it's fresh in your mind, so we can like build up the pieces. So when we're turning into the corner and we're braking at the same time, this is when the trail braking starts. So anytime you're just braking in a straight line, just for a corner. This is a different track, different car. This is just a lap that I've taken of myself. It's the actual lap is not important, but just for talking it through. So whenever you're braking in a straight line, that's threshold braking. As soon as you start turning into the corner and you're still braking, that's where it's trail braking. And what we're doing is we're braking while turning. We're shifting weight over the front of the car. Gives the front tires more grip because there's more weight over them, and that allows us to turn into the corner, and we have like a more positive front end. We're able to turn more sharply than we otherwise would because the front tires have more grip. because we've given the front tyres more grip, they can turn more sharply, and when we're pushing the front tyres to the limit and turning as much as we can, the rear tyres, which have less grip because there's less weight over them, can just barely hang on. They start to slip out, and this slip or oversteer or rotation is exactly what you're talking about, what we're looking for when we're talking about trail braking. We want that rotation because it helps point the car towards the exit, and also actually the tyres have more grip at a small slip angle than they would at no slip angle. So we're pointing the car towards the exit, and we're getting actually more overall grip from the tyres. Everything good. So this is the brake trace here. What a lot of people will do is try and aim for like the perfect wedge shape or like a smooth decay, and then that's how they try and get rotation, and that's how they try and brake in every corner. So this is just a brake trace of a corner for my lap, and you can see like the trail braking shape is really ugly. It dips down and then it goes back up, and it dips down and it goes back up. It's not clean at all. But what we want to do is use the brake to control the amount of rotation we're getting. So as I was saying, when we brake, we shift weight over the front tyres. That gives the front tyres more grip, allows us to turn more positively, and causes the rear end to kick out. So the more weight we shift over the front, the more we shift the balance towards oversteer, and the less weight we shift over the front, the more we shift the balance back towards understeer. So the way to think of it is going to be like this. So as soon as you start, so you're braking in a straight line, you're doing the threshold braking. All the time you're braking in a straight line, the goal of the braking is to control the speed of the car. As soon as you start turning into the corner, the primary goal of the brake pedal is no longer to control the speed, but to control the rotation of the car. So if you're turning into the corner and you feel like you're not getting enough rotation, then you want to increase the brake pressure ever so slightly to shift the balance more towards oversteer. And if you feel like you're getting too much rotation, you want to come off the brake pedal a little bit more quickly to give yourself less front grip, shift the balance back towards understeer. Does that make sense first off?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, awesome. So what you'll see with my brake trace is I start to come off the pedal, and here it's not just like it's ugly and poorly controlled. I mean, it is, because the very best people will be a perfect trail braking shape like you're talking about, while also getting perfect amounts of rotation, right? The smaller the corrections are, the better. But to begin with, and we'll see you a very, very long way, is don't worry about the perfect shape of the brake trace on trail braking. Use the brake pedal as a way to control the rotation. So what I'm doing here is like, I'm starting to feel like I'm getting a lot of rotation, so I come off the brake. And then I realise, I've come off the brake a little bit too much. I'm starting to not get rotation. So then I not so much increase the brake pressure, but maintain that brake pressure or decrease the rate at which I'm coming off the brake. And you see there's moments where, here I've probably got a bit too much, come off it, and then I feel like I need a bit more. Ideally, it should be a bit smoother than this, but you can see that it's perfectly okay. This will still have been a good corner to modulate the brake pedal, and actually good to modulate the brake pedal to control the rotation. If the trace is super smooth like yours were, then it's a sign that you're not using the brake pedal to control the rotation. You're just kind of doing a shape to hopefully get the rotation. Does that make sense? Is it anything new or stuff you all generally know?
Nope, that's fine. So that's kind of like, okay, like I knew it, but I'm not doing that correctly because I'm not carrying enough speed, correct? Or carrying too much speed. It's either or, right? It is not. I don't do it with that great fine line.
Yeah, there's a few reasons. It can be a speed thing. It can be that you're steering the wheel too much. I won't jump into those just yet.
Okay.
For these next few laps, we're not worried about lap times at this point. We're just worried about getting the rotation from the car. So as you're turning into the corner, if you feel like you're not getting enough rotation, you can increase the brake pressure slightly. We're talking small differences here. But if you feel like the car's not rotating, that's you're allowed to just brake a little bit more than you were. And equally, when you feel like the car's getting a bit out of control, you can come off the brake pedal a little bit. So yeah, let's run a few laps like that. It sounds like a small change, but it will hopefully make a big difference.
Okay, and then am I shifting my gears do I want to say like sometimes I feel like I could downshift too much or I downshift at the wrong time. Is that something I should worry about now or no?
For these next few laps, not
Yeah,
all.
no, okay.
The general thing is try to not downshift too much in the corners, because if you're on the limited grip and you downshift, it will upset the car a little bit.
Yeah, that's
but
what I think. Okay.
Unless we see you spinning out as a result of the downshifts, then don't think about it too much.
Okay.
The less we have to think about while we're changing things, the better.
I'm an overthinker.
No worries.
Okay.
So yeah, just use the brake pedal as a way to control the rotation. If you feel like you're not rotating the car, you're allowed to brake a little bit more to see what happens. Yeah, perfect. You see you increased the brake pressure or you maintained it, and you got the rotation. Yeah, good. Try to completely forget about the shape of the trace. Just purely think about it on a am I getting rotation perspective. Yeah, good. Good. Is it feeling much different or mostly the same?
Mostly the same. A little like
50.712.
yeah. Like sometimes I almost feel like I'm numb to it. Like like I don't know. Like I always in my head I feel like I'm supposed to be ice skating, and I don't know if I can ice skate. And so like when I feel like if I can ice skate, I'm gonna be fast. Like you need to be almost out of control to be good, and I'm like I'm never gonna get there because I just
Let's build it up. We'll get through these. We'll do one lap, and then I'll give you a slightly different exercise to push it a bit further. But let's do this lap first. This next lap now, in every corner that needs braking, try and get so much rotation that the car spins out at the apex from the trail brake.
43.674.
Yeah, good, really good. You see, you got a lot more rotation than you were expecting to, and you didn't even spin. Okay. So this is the. I still want you to try and spin out, but I just want you to get used to the idea of asking for as much rotation as you can.
Even in the sweeper.
Yeah, every corner.
Okay.
Well, maybe not in this one. It's probably a bit too high speed.
Okay.
Just get like a really good amount of rotation, but in the slower speed corners, try and spin out. Yeah, good. So yeah, try and spin at the apex.
That was a little over-exaggerated. But not with the wheel, but with the pedal, I think I felt like.
But that's good, that's what you want. That's exactly what I want you to keep trying to find.
No, I didn't get it there.
Yeah. So to aid this as well, be really slow and smooth and progressive on the steering. Try and steer as little as you can and ask for as much turning as you can. Yeah, look at that.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
So very minimal steering and get the rotation and the turning from the brake pedal rather than steering.
to do it that one, okay.
It's going to take some getting used to.
Yeah,
You can see in the previous corner
Yeah.
how much different that looked.
Yeah.
Too much steering. You didn't need a brake there anyway. Yeah. My lack of GT3 running around. It's showing through. Yeah, in the corners where you need to brake, obviously. Same thing. Minimum steering.
45.
Yeah, that's completely different.
Okay.
Were you steering a lot less? I was looking at you.
Oh yeah, no. I wasn't steering almost at all. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And the car still turns so much.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
damage is off, so you should.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, that was me saying
no.
too late. So yeah, there's in terms of when you lose rotation. No, obviously we're always looking for rotation every corner. There's a few ways where you can lose rotation or stop yourself getting rotation. Either if you activate the ABS, then you're not braking as much as you could have been. You're pushing the fronts over the limit, and then you'll start to understeer because you're understeering, and you're not pushing you're pushing the fronts over the limit. They're not turning as efficiently as they could, so the rears will never spin out because the fronts are already over the limit. Same with the steering. If you steer so much that you reach understeer, then you've taken away the potential for the car to turn so nicely that the rear can rotate. Does that make sense? Or not?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, that's why we want really minimal steering and try and control the rotation in the brake pedal.
See, it does, and there it felt like it glued in that dip.
Yeah.
Like I never felt that little dip, but there I did, and it didn't rotate like I thought it would.
Yeah.
It just kind of said, no, this is the track.
Yeah.
Right there it did.
There you go. Perfect. Really good. So it's a combination of minimal steering and then the right amount of brake pressure. Lovely. Yeah. Really good. Really good. I know it's counterintuitive to say.
No. That's right. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. This is what I'm afraid to do. I'm afraid to crash the car, even though I'm really good at it.
In the practice sessions, if you're never crashing or never pushing over the limit, then you're not driving hard enough, and you're not you're not spending any time pushing the car to the limit, so you never understand where it is. You've got minimal steering, controlling rotation with the brake. Why didn't you get the rotation here?
I don't know.
Okay, so the other way you can lose rotation is by over-slowing or not being at the limit. We talked about when we're pushing the front tyres to the limit, the rears can barely hang on and they'll slip out, and that's the rotation we're looking for. If we're not pushing the front tyres to the limit enough, then as we're braking, the car will turn, but because the fronts aren't on the limit, the rears will never reach the limit, so you'll never rotate, you'll just slow down and turn more. So if you're not carrying enough speed into the corner, you're not able to push the front tyres to the limit, and therefore you won't get the rotation. So if you're trail braking effectively and turning smoothly, but you feel like you're not getting any rotation, it could be that you just came in with not quite enough speed. Yeah, good. Really good. Good. It's easy now.
We're getting there. Okay, I'm understanding it. Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
let's do one more lap of this, trying to get like excessive amounts, and then really nice. You just drop.
It sounds
the
so
brake
stupid to say it, but I get it. Good job crashing, or sliding. Hey.
Yeah. So I'm getting really minimal steering inputs. Need more rotation, brake more, need less, brake less.
Nope. Did
Why
it
didn't
wrong.
you get the rotation?
I guess I went in
why?
too slow.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So braking too early, that's crazy to say.
Yeah, braking too early. Too early and too much.
Okay.
So if you brake too early, it's okay.
Yeah,
you
I just can't come off, okay.
Yeah, if you brake too early, you want to kind of identify that as early as possible and just reduce the amount that you're braking. Not come off the brake fully, but just ease off the brake so you arrive at the corner with roughly the right amount of speed. Easier said than done though, so don't worry for this session. Like whenever I talk trial braking with people, the whole session is pretty much about getting the feeling, getting it consistently, and working out how much you can get. Yeah, but the brilliant thing is now you notice it. You know, whereas before you were maybe like, oh, I didn't get rotation here. Now you can tell, I was a little bit too slow into that course.
Same thing.
This time it was steering a little bit too much.
Oh, really?
I think so, yeah. What was this one?
I think I came in too slow, but I did lift. Did you see it? Like I felt the adjustment that I needed to do, but I think I was going in too slow.
Yeah, just a little bit too slow.
Okay.
So because we're now trail braking more effectively and getting more rotation, probably naturally as a result carrying the brake a little bit deeper into the corner as well, the braking points can shift a little bit forward. Like in quite a lot of corners now, you're just braking slightly too early and coming in slightly too slow, so shift them forward ever so slightly every corner.
45.578.
It's so weird. It's like on off, and it's not supposed to be on off like that. I'll fix it. I'm gonna get that feel.
Yeah, don't worry. You do 2 more laps like this, and then I'll give you like a concrete procedure to try and find the rotation on entry in every corner. Good.
I got on a little too early, like just a micro too early.
Yeah, it's good though.
Nope, came in too slow. Okay, but I know what I'm doing wrong now. Okay.
Yes, yeah.
All right, so that's huge. Yeah, that's great. Okay. I don't know what I did wrong there.
It was a little bit of too much steering, I think, initially, and then you maybe straightened up steering and like corrected it. And as soon as you got back to the limit, you were trail braking so much that you just rotated very quickly.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
So so it's gonna, when I practice a racetrack, I'm gonna do a lot of spinning to try to figure out where my latest braking point is. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you. It's a whole different way of looking at it. I'm not going to learn the track. I'm going to see where just before I spin.
Yeah. But yeah, it's not that you need to shift the brake point super late.
Right.
It's that you want to get a feeling for how much speed you need to be carrying on entry. You can still brake at the same point, but just brake less. So, you know, if you were... Ideally, obviously, you want to be braking... Yeah, good, really good. Ideally, you want to be braking at, you know, the limit between ABS and non-ABS for the threshold braking, because that would be the fastest way to slow down. But if you're braking ever so slightly earlier than that gives you more time to control yourself through the corner. It's just that if you're braking a little bit earlier, you'll eventually build up a sense of how much speed you need to be carrying to get the trail braking, and then maybe instead of braking at 70%, you'll hit that braking zone and realise you're coming into the corner not fast enough, so you'll be braking at 65%, say, and that gives you scope to modulate that in the braking zone. You know, either increase it a little bit or decrease it a little bit.
That was close.
Yeah, you got it.
I bitched out there, but I okay. So
Yeah.
Trying to exaggerate it.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. Stop it there for a sec. Right, I'll share my screen quickly. So you're in the corners where you get the rotation, you're getting it so much better because you're not turning the steering. I think the main problem for you was turning the steering so much that you were getting understeer in places.
Okay.
You can see now that you're able to rotate the car a lot more with a lot less steering, which is awesome. It's a massive step in the right direction. The thing I want to add in now is a way to always make sure you find that rotation as early as possible. So let's take this corner's a little bit hard because it's got like that little jump and then you're into the corner, so we'll take the next one.
I need to be farther down on the track though, right? I'm too far up. I need to be farther down into.
Yeah, you
Okay.
missed the apex a little bit
Okay,
there,
okay.
but that's fine. Like I say, you know, we're not worried about lap time or anything here. We're all worried about feeling. So in every corner where the braking zone is like straight, or like the threshold braking area is straight, so not like a. I'm trying to think of a good example of it, of not that. There may not be one on this track, so let's just. Yeah, okay. We'll take this corner. Imagine that this corner coming up is like a bit more like turn one. It's like a very traditional straight braking zone, going into a corner, which this is just about. So the way you're getting rotation at the moment is you're turning into the corner and you're braking to the point where you feel like you're getting some rotation, and then you're trying to control it from there. And sometimes it's perfect, you get rotation. Other times you don't get quite so much. So this kind of method for entering the corner is a way to always make sure you find the rotation as early as possible. So what I want you to do is braking in a straight line. As soon as you start turning into the corner, whenever you decide to turn in, don't drop the brake pressure at all. So keep the brake pressure exactly as it was, whatever it was, let's say 60% for argument's sake, and just very slowly, very progressively turn the steering wheel until you reach the point where the car starts to rotate. By keeping the brake pressure fixed, you are only changing one thing, basically. If you're trying to dynamically change the steering and drop the brakes, it's going to be much harder and take much longer to find the point where the car starts to rotate. Whereas if you keep the brake pressure fixed until you've turned the steering enough that the car starts to rotate, then you'll hopefully identify the rotation so much earlier in the corner, and more consistently. And the earlier in the corner we find the rotation, the better, because then we can use the benefit of trail braking for the whole corner rather than maybe finding it near the apex and then only getting it for a little bit of time. So once you've turned the steering enough to find the rotation, then you control the rotation with the brake pedal. You can still steer a little bit more and just try and work out the right. I don't have a good answer for how much you should steer once you're rotating the car. I think that will come naturally. The thing is, you don't want to understeer. So you can steer as much as you want to, as long as you're not understeering. And you're at a level where I think you can easily identify the understeer yourself, which is good. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you can generally notice when the car's understeering.
Yeah. I have a butt kicker, and it goes. Yeah, it's kind of a dead giveaway.
Nice. Yeah. We don't want the steering. You don't want to understeer,
right.
But steering you'll work out yourself. So keep the brake pressure constant as you're starting to turn into the corner until you feel the car start to rotate, and then you want to control that rotation on the brake pedal. The goal is that we start getting a tiny bit of rotation almost as soon as we turn into the corner, and we're progressively increasing the amount of rotation we get right up to the apex, or if not the apex, the point at which you want to get back on throttle. That should be the point where the car has rotated its maximum amount, because we want to get it as pointed to the exit as we can. It's going to be hard early on to bring that rotation in progressively. Maybe you're going to get a load of rotation early, and then you need to come off the brake a little bit because you're worried about how much you got. That's all fine. It's just, as long as you know the goal is ultimately to identify it as early as possible, progressively increase the amount of rotation you get up to a maximum amount of rotation at the point when you want to get back on power. Does that all make sense?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, jump back out on track. You're already there, so I'll stop sharing. And then, so everything the same as we've been doing. The only change now is, as you start turning into the corner, you're not allowed to lift off the brake until you've turned the steering enough that you start to feel the rotation. And it will be very, you can turn the steering very slowly, very smoothly, very progressively. You're not going to have to turn it far before you find the rotation.
Oh, I forgot to turn. I was like,
don't worry,
stay constant. I was like, stay constant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you did a perfect job on the brake.
Yeah, I did. I was like, just focus on the brake.
Yeah. See, you
Okay,
found it
okay,
there.
yeah, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
This corner is always a tricky one because
Okay.
like the elevation change
Yeah,
means
yeah.
that the car is always more oversteering. Like it's just a more oversteering balance for that corner. So the elevation change. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't realize they made that little adjustment.
40.622.
There you go. Yeah, you got the rotation so early.
Yeah. Okay.
And the exit wasn't perfect, but you're already up like
Yeah.
10th and a half. So this was relatively good. It's just that the steering input was very quick, so you got like a lot of rotation. Yeah, good.
So I over exaggerated, huh?
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
you want to do the steering first, but you want to do it slowly and smoothly. If you turn the steering very quickly, perfect, really good.
Okay.
If you turn the steering very quickly, either you push the fronts over the limit and you understeer, or you don't push them over the limit, but you've asked the car to change direction so quickly that you're going to get like a load of rotation very quickly, and it's going to be very hard to manage. The smoother and slower you are on the steering, the more progressively that rotation is going to come in, and the easier it's going to be to control it correctly.
I don't know if you noticed, but I do this little jerk stuff a lot, and I don't know, like...
Is that like on the exit, I think, right?
Yeah, and I don't know...
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's like you straightening up or like just correcting a tiny bit of oversteer right at the end of the corner. I wouldn't worry so much.
5.325.
Yeah, really good rotation.
Okay.
Like you got a tiny bit too much,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it was so rapid. Does it feel easier to get the rotation earlier in the corner with this steering thing, or is it subtle at the moment?
Nope, it just, I feel like I'm going a lot slower, and to me slower is slower, not faster.
Yes,
So it's like,
slower,
but I'm like, I'm still learning to crawl here, so don't worry about the sprint yet. You're still learning to crawl, so I keep trying to tell it to myself. You know? I had it, and then I didn't. Okay.
Yeah, the main thing to think about is not so much don't think about the lap time or how fast you're going. Just focus on that feeling when you get the rotation right. See how it feels. Does it feel like you're able to carry more speed or turn in more than you otherwise would? And hopefully that's where you're. Yeah.
Okay, I got it. I think. Okay, let me see. Okay, I just got to get the right braking point in the corner now, and then. Okay, I think.
You're doing so much better. When you get it right, the rotation is very nice. Yeah, really good.
Okay.
Just a little bit too much speed.
Too much speed. Yeah.
You reached the point there where you had to ask for so much rotation to make it around the corner that you were always having to ask.
Even at that little speed, I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Even at that little speed, I got the rotation.
Yeah. Especially in that corner because it's so. Yeah, the car balance is so oversteering.
That's kind of neutral.
Yeah, no, that's nice. Keep it going.
52.537.
Yes.
Nope, I had it, and then I was like, nope, I'm gonna spin if I don't. Okay. Now it's just learning. Okay.
Yeah. But even so, 210. Again, the exit wasn't great, but you had so much more speed on it.
Right. Yep.
Even without perfecting it, that there was time there for sure.
And then you see what you did wrong the whole straightaway.
Yeah, it's a painful one.
Forgot to turn, I think. I did it more with my feet there. Okay.
A little bit too much.
It doesn't look good, but I'm getting it. I promise.
Yeah, no, you are. Honestly, you're doing really well.
Okay. It's completely different the way that I drive. Like literally, it's like driving in reverse down the highway. It's so different. It really.
What feels most different?
The rotation of the car.
Yeah.
Like, this is what I want, but it's not. It's weird. It's not as scary as I thought, but it's it's just learning to. Like it's not as violent. Like I guess like where you feel like you're gonna chip. It's not. It's so.
So yeah, the smoother you are on the steering, the less quickly the amount of rotation is going to change. And
okay.
Because we're going to be controlling that rotation all on the brake pedal, it will reach the point where it doesn't feel scary because you know if you get just like a tiny bit too much rotation, you can just come off the brake a tiny bit and you'll control it. So it's oversteer, but in a way that is very controllable because you've got the brake pedal to control it.
That just felt neutral.
Yeah.
I didn't do it right?
It wasn't bad. I wasn't looking exactly.
Oh, okay.
But it will feel kind of neutral. Like as you start to get rotation, the steering wheel will get a little bit lighter and pull in like the opposite direction to the way you're turning.
Okay. That's what my friend who's like a 7K oval guy says. You're supposed to come out of the corner counter steering. What? Yeah. Like, okay. If you're not doing it right.
Yeah. Good.
Aha! See?
There you
okay,
go.
That felt that felt scary like I thought. Okay, but it felt right. Okay. Nope.
Good.
Is this supposed to gurgle like that though if it's right or wrong?
What was it doing?
Like gurgling. The car was like gurgling.
I think you were pushing it ever so slightly over. Maybe traction control's kicking in or something like that.
Okay.
You've got to work out how much rotation feels fast versus how much like here is like on the edge of losing the car.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a balance in terms of how much allows you to turn the car quicker through the corner versus how much is just kind of sliding the rear wheels for the sake of sliding them.
6.685.
Yeah,
there we go. Yeah.
That was it.
That wasn't good coming out, but okay.
No, it was perfect going in.
Okay.
You could see you turned the steering first.
Yeah.
You got the road. It was
Yeah.
it was lovely, really good. That's what we look for every corner.
Little much. We'll get there.
Let's stop quickly here because this corner is like a slightly unique one. So, I will share my screen again. So the way I've taught you to initiate that rotation is by keeping the brake pressure fixed and starting to turn into the corner. And that's the best way I've found to explain it for any corners where the braking is straight into like a traditional corner. There's a different kind of corner, which is where the braking is in a curve. And so here it's not quite the perfect example. I'm trying to think of so have you run Laguna Seca at all?
Yeah, I did last night.
Okay, perfect. So the corner, you come out of the corkscrew and then you've got that long sweeping left-hander.
Yep.
So in that long sweeping left-hander, you start braking already while turning. Like there's no straight braking zone. You're always turning and braking. This corner's kind of on the borderline between that. The racing line is such that you're starting to turn here and you're also probably starting to brake just here. So it's just about that. Like the corner at Laguna Seca is a better example, but
same thing at Road America, correct? The big sweeping right-hander coming out.
Yeah, like that.
The big right-hander where basically, because that's Achilles heel of mine too. There, before you go on that back straight where you normally would have that little boot, but they take it away.
Yeah.
But that okay.
Yeah, it's the same thing. The braking zone
Okay.
is in a corner,
Yeah.
so you're already steering while braking. So there's a different way to find the rotation in these kind of corners. So in these corners, instead of keeping the brake pedal fixed or the brake pressure fixed and turning the wheel more, we're going to keep the steering wheel fixed and increase the brake pressure until you find the rotation. Once you found it, handle it exactly the same as you've been handling it. It's going to take some time to work out exactly how that is. But in terms of finding the rotation, in these corners, we'll do it the opposite way. So the steering you keep at a fixed angle until you've increased the brake enough that you find the rotation.
Oh,
If that makes
okay.
sense.
Yeah. Okay. Boy, it's gonna be okay. Everything's different. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. This is why I'm a 1600, and that's really high for me.
Honestly, you're driving really well. Like, you're once you nail this, you're going
Okay.
to be climbing up for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it. But yeah, you can test this out in any of the other corners as well. If you, what's the best? Like if you start turning and then increase the brake pressure here. But yeah, from these corners, same technique as usual.
Okay. Now I gotta get back in rhythm.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I took you
No,
out.
you're fine. I'm just like,
Yeah.
okay, now I got the two in my head. It's just like now I'm overthinking what I'm doing.
Yeah, good. You see that initial turning, you just never quite turned the wheel enough to find the rotation.
Okay.
And you had to back out of turning in because you turned in a little bit early. So you had to stop turning because otherwise you would have taken a bad line or clipped over the apex. So in this corner coming up, just for practice, turn the wheel like a certain amount on entry and then just press the brake until you find the rotation. I know you don't need to brake, but yeah, there you go.
Okay.
You see, you start to
Yep,
get it.
yep.
Exactly.
Now, see when I get that feeling?
Yeah.
See, there's like I either when I start to get that feeling is when I get scared. So I'm like,
Yeah.
So that's what I gotta try to break here is that little wrong way I'm going.
That fear, yeah.
Yeah.
So the way to do that without throwing too many things at you at once. What's up? Is the car okay?
You're going the wrong way.
I don't think so.
Very weird. You probably like picked up a cone or something.
Oh, did I? Oh, okay. $350,000 car, car and a cone takes it out. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so damage should have been off, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. And I didn't hit nothing. I just spun.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so getting over that fear of rotating too much, I think the best way to do that is rotate the car to the point where you get scared, and then come very quickly off the brake pedal and see how the car responds. And you'll see that as long as you catch it soon enough, the car balance is going to shift massively back to understeer, and you probably won't make the corner, but you'll see how easy it is to control the balance of the car with the brake.
Okay.
You did it there. You came off the brake and it shifted. Like you were stuck.
Yeah,
I know we ran wild, but
yeah, I forgot to turn the wheel. You said fixed angle and then do your brake,
Yes.
and I never turned. So now I'm not turning the wheel. I'm going back to brake only.
Once you find the rotation, then you can turn and brake however you like, however it feels right.
So
Good.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it. You got
Yeah.
rotation, and then
Yeah.
you dropped it, and it went straight back to understeer.
Yeah.
No, the speed wasn't right for the corner. All of those things, it's fine. But as long as you know that the brake pedal is how you get yourself out of that amount of rotation, it will become easier to. Yeah, good. Okay, we've got 6 more minutes. Now, try not to think too much about everything we talked about.
Okay.
Use it to your advantage when you can, but just focus on the driving. So ask for like a safe amount of rotation, focus more on the driving, but just use it to your advantage when you can. I'll let you focus.
forgot to turn the wheel at first. Damn it. I mean,
And then when you did turn the wheel, you turned it quite aggressively, so you got like a very
But I know what I'm doing wrong now. Like,
yeah, exactly. If
that's
you can
massive.
spot it, well,
I
that's
know
obviously
that.
half the battle.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
Okay. Too slow, right? See, this corner throws me off with what I do wrong. Like, it really does. I'm just gonna treat it like a regular.
This was a little too fast because you've reached a point where you had to ask for so much rotation.
Okay. This lap here, I'm really just gonna try to run it, and then I'm overthinking. So let me just.
Yeah, don't worry. Just
practice,
focus on the driving then. Even that wasn't perfect.
It wasn't. Yeah, I felt it wrong, but it was like I looked at the time. I'm like 29, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So even when you screw up, you're still ahead when you do it right. No, close enough.
There's half a second to find in that first turn, I think.
Okay. I know what it's supposed to feel like, and that wasn't it. Damn it. Thinking again, don't think. Nope. It's so weird there.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna call out a neutral corner and just take it as I take it, and not overthink that one. Like,
for sure.
And I know it's because you go into a dip, so you get a lot more grip than you, or downforce.
Yeah.
So it's the complete opposite. That wasn't bad at a slow speed.
Keep that.
Do I?
We'll say 2 more laps.
3.684.
Too early. Okay. Now I'm apexing too early, right? Though I turned in too early.
No, that was pretty much spot on.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay.
The turning becomes a little bit earlier than you think it should when you start traveling. I'll send you a video after this that will explain it a little bit. But yeah, that was perfect, and the delta shows it. I said there was half a second there. You found 3.7 of that already. Yeah, really good. Really good.
So it's just a little bit. Like I'm thinking it's like miles, and it's really like it's not like I'm going through the whole corner with the thing. I'm just doing it.
Yeah, you're just getting it really smooth
that's
around.
it, right.
It's very subtle.
Yeah. Like that. I messed up just a little bit, but okay. All right, I'm expecting like I gotta really over, and it's not.
One more. I think that was like a realization for you, is that the amount of rotation you need to ask for isn't much.
Right. Yep.
It varies between the cars, so
right.
I'll tell you this at the end as well. I'll let you focus on the last lap.
My other go-to car I really like is the Audi, and everyone thinks that's a terrible car for you.
Yeah.
You should not be using the Audi. But I hate the Ferrari, and everyone thinks you should go to the Ferrari. I'm like, I don't like the Ferrari, so.
Yeah, the McLaren's a good. Safe, but not too safe.
47.858.
That's it.
Yeah,
Yes,
you got
that's it. Yeah. Okay.
Smooth steering.
Yeah.
Right, perfectly.
Not perfect, but it's. Then I just messed that up.
So much better.
Yeah. I had to fix my computer.
Smooth steering here as well. Turning early.
See how I do that little jerk back?
Yeah.
And I don't know,
That's you like correcting a little bit of oversteer.
Yeah. Okay.
And you want to correct it ideally on the brake pedal rather than the steering
wheel.
But
Okay.
it's okay. It's okay. It's not like a.
That's better. Slower, but
Yeah.
better. Okay.
Yeah. That was good.
Nice.
Really good. Early turning, smooth turning.
And a downshift.
You can turn in even earlier here and even smoother. Let's go one more lap. But if you don't improve in this session, it really doesn't matter. Hopefully you see the potential. When you go through turn 1 and you're like almost half a second up. Hopefully you can just feel how much more front grip the car has when you get it right.
I don't feel the grip, but I feel what I'm supposed to do. Like, I don't know how to put it. Like, maybe that's what it is, but there's a feeling that I know I'm supposed to have, almost like that. That was a little wrong, but right. But
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and even again 4/10.
Yeah.
The exit again wasn't. You just carried a little bit too much speed on the entry, so the exit was a bit harder. But again, a massive amount of time.
The last lap felt better there.
Yeah. Same again, turn in slightly earlier than you think, and very smoothly. And you just got so much rotation because you were perfectly turning in the wheel.
Yep. Okay. So less brake. That's so weird. Okay. When you do it right, how minimal. Wow. Okay. I just got to get it together. Okay.
Yeah, let's bring it home for this lap and we'll park it up. I'll throw it some final things at you and we'll work all later. Yeah, really good. That was earlier turn in. Worked so much better for that really.
That's like old things.
Turn in early. Yeah, so I think you just carry a little bit too much speed through this corner normally.
It's weird. Like, I see what you're talking about now. I'm still whipping the wheel a little bit. And, like, I can't do that. I gotta whip the pedal, not the wheel. I know it's...
Not even with the pedal. Everything's got to be super buttery smooth.
Right, yeah.
Because as soon as you turn the wheel...
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be much, but if you, like, jerk it 5 degrees even, like, very quickly,
and that's
then
what
you'll
I do.
feel the back end come out and the trail braking will become more
4.
uncontrollable.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I do. Okay, I've really got bad habits. Okay.
But yeah, you smashed it. You were getting so much rotation so consistently. I don't doubt that once you like get all of this into your head and run some more practice lap, there's gonna be huge time. Like we didn't set a fastest lap, but you could see how much time there was into turn 1, and there's going to be equal amounts of time in. Well, maybe not equal because I don't know what the best times are here, but you can see there's potential. I think is the main thing. Hopefully, 2 things I was going to say that I've drawn a blank on. One, I'll send you a video that will explain how like the racing line changes slightly. Like that time that you felt turn 1 went really well, but you said you thought you turned in early. That was actually like a very perfect racing line. So the racing line changes a little bit when you're trial braking perfectly. I'll send you a video that explains that. Okay. The other thing is now that you're trail braking really effectively in terms of getting the rotation consistently, I'd say it's well worth, any kind of trail braking content that you're watching on YouTube, well worth going back and giving it another watch, because now it's kind of hopefully going to click a little bit more and you can absorb it and really see what of that information is helpful to you now with the knowledge you have of how to induce the rotation. Aside from that, what I'll do, I'll stick in our DMs like a summary of the things we've gone over in the session, so you've got them to refer back to. So controlling the rotation with the brake, and how to initiate it for straight corners versus curved braking zones, all of that good stuff. And let me know how you get on. Let me know how it works out for you in like a week's time or however long. And I think you'll smash it. Honestly, you're driving really well.
Okay, so 2 things.
Yes.
One, I'm gonna do better. Like I won't do as well, like like by myself, I'll try it, but basically I'm gonna do better with like someone like you watching me. So I'm gonna set up another session,
Yeah, absolutely.
okay? And then like, I know it sounds crazy to you, but it's like I think I don't know if like a 2 hour session is too long, but like I just like I said to you like I want to like I know where I want to be. Like I know like so
Yes.
and I really
Yeah.
feel like I'm right there. And like this here,
Yeah.
like this is what I learned in an hour. But
Mm.
so like I'll try
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
do it,
Yeah.
but like I don't want to push it, but I really I want to get
No,
there,
100%. Like
So
from my side, I'm completely happy to run a 2 hour session. Obviously, it'd just be like double the hourly
that's
rate.
fine. Right, yeah, that's
Uh,
fine.
it's only from your side whether you think you're able to focus on the driving for 2 hours. Like it's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
Like I gave you a lot of information, and it's a lot to think about, and it's hard to drive already, but it's harder to drive when you also have to think about something consciously. But if you're happy that you like after this session, if you think you could have driven easily for another hour and still felt like you were getting something from it,
Right.
then
Yeah.
absolutely fine by me.
Yeah,
Just
cuz
yeah, go on.
no, I feel like at the 50-minute mark, whatever, like I finally started to get it, and then like,
Yes,
but now
yeah,
you're
and
gonna
then
go away,
yeah,
and then I'm gonna say, okay, I gotta
yeah,
find that feeling again. Where you're gonna tell me, hey,
yes,
no, you just
yeah,
here, just
yeah,
a little less, a little more, and then I'm gonna waste. I'm not gonna waste, not waste like an hour trying to figure it out when you're gonna
yes,
tell me in
yeah,
5 seconds,
yeah,
hey.
yeah,
So
yeah. No,
that's kind of,
I get it. I
like
get
I
it.
said, I'm gonna
Yeah.
spend my money on my coaching, not my hardware.
Yeah, no, very
So
smart, and it is good to have good hardware. Like
yeah,
I still think it's well worth having it, especially because now you're going to be learning all of the good things on the hardware that you're going to stick with. You're not going to change things and have
right,
to
yeah,
relearn things, but it's still worthwhile. But
yeah,
yeah, I don't doubt you'll improve massively. Yeah, whenever you want to book a session, just go for it. If you want to book a double session,
yeah,
just check with me what time you want to book so that I can make sure that, or even better, I guess, just when you book the session through the booking tracker,
uh-huh.
just make sure that the next session is available. Like if I think it's done
Right. I
every
got you.
hour
Every
and a
hour and a
half that we
half. Yeah,
book.
yeah. That's the way you
Yeah.
did it. Yeah,
So
yeah.
if it's like 5 o'clock and then the 6:30 session isn't
Right.
available, then
Don't
don't
book
book
it.
that one
Right.
because
I
I'll have
got you.
something.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
fine.
other than
Okay.
that, just book the first session, and if you want a double session, just drop me a message and say, yeah, can we make this one a double? And then I'll stick that in my calendar. All sorted. You don't need to book twice or anything.
Okay. And then my last thing is I'm a very small YouTube streamer. So what
Yep.
I just people want to see what I'm doing and how I'm like showing them basically that how you progress. And so I want to
Yeah.
show this because this is a really good like this is I think I've really gotten probably the most out of this one because now I get it where like I
Mm.
got the hey so this I don't know if I actually want to show this but I told them I would so like this really I think is gonna be leaps and bounds or where like the why you're 1500 and why you're not 2K
Yes. Yeah.
like I
Yeah.
really do think that
Yeah.
this is like you get that and you're right but so I hate
Oh
it for
yeah. Yeah.
myself because I'm the slowest friend so but
Yeah.
I just but like anyway so
Yeah.
yeah so okay
Yeah.
perfect. Okay,
Awesome.
and then we'll do that. Perfect. Okay. All right. Appreciate you so much.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay.
All right, and yeah, if you have any questions at any point, feel free to drop me a message. Either in the DMs or on the server. The more conversations everyone has on the server, the better it is because everyone's learning and everyone's using the server. So all good.
Okay, you got it.
But yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, let me know how you get on, and I'll look out for the next session, and it'd be exciting to see how you progress. It'd be awesome.
Okay. Appreciate you, sir. Thank
All
you.
right. Cheers, man. See you around. Bye.
Okay. That's that. Like yeah, I said like really like Marion is really good, but I don't know if it's a 30-minute session or he's just different. But I really like the like how he's on top of me. Like I liked how he was like right over my shoulder saying this is what you did kind of wrong thing. So I really like this. And so anyway, I'm gonna try a 2 hour session. I know it's crazy, but I really felt like at the 50-minute mark I started to get it. And then in my head I was like, I only got 10 minutes or so, or I only got so much time. My time's almost up. I gotta get it. I gotta get it. I gotta get it. But in a 2 hour session, I'm not gonna worry about the time, and then I'm just gonna worry about getting that feeling, and then having him say nope, a little too much there, and then basically it's just like like almost like dog training. You just get snapped when you know you're doing wrong, and that's kind of how I think I really need to be about this. So, anyway, that's that. Thanks for watching. If you're new, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and next time will probably be a 2-hour session. All right. Thanks for watching.